Hey.
Howdy ho there, neighbor.
Hey, how are you doing? Hey, friends. We're here with Lance. I haven't seen you in a minute, friend. How are you doing?
I mean, we only see each other monthly now.
Yes.
Because you're always running around like crazy. I'm actually running around like crazy.
Yeah. It's that season. It's starting to pick up. It's starting to get a little crazy out there, friends. Y'all saw that rain and that wind.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's going to bring on lots of roofing issues, and we've got the right person right here next to us. We're here with Lance from Triple C Power Roofing in the house.
Yeah, so it's raining. So, we always tell people this is kind of our ongoing thing. When it rains, look up.
Yeah.
And if you tell somebody that you love who owns a house, tell them to look up. And what you're looking for is any brown spots, on the ceiling. Anything you might notice that looks soggy or wet or starting to deteriorate. That could be the sign of a roof leak. It could also be an HVAC leak. It could be any kind of leak that's coming in through. But, if you see a brown spot forming, you get somebody like a roofer or plumber out to your house or even an HVAC specialist. And one of those three is going to be able to pinpoint what that problem is. Now, I always kid the plumbers because I always charge a premium to come to your house. But at Triple C and most roofing companies will go out there for free for the first assessment. So don't call the plumber, right? They'll charge you for that first initiation. But no, call us, and if we see a problem with the plumbing, we'll give you a good resource, a good plumber that we know in the community, or at least local to you, to help you out. So it's not always a roofing problem, but a lot of times it is.
Yes.
You never know with all the ridges and the hips and the shingles and the vents, everything bouncing around up there, loose flashings, pipes, chimneys, whatever you can think of. Something could be causing the leak after all these storms, and now's the time. Man, it rained like cats and dogs today.
It did.
It wasn't like blinding.
No, yeah. It's been like in spurts, and then Southeast got hit real bad with floods and all kinds of crazy.
I haven't kept up with your news all day. I didn't see that.
Yeah, friend. That was I think it was Monday when they got a lot of flooding out there.
Weird. And then like on Sunday, Easter Sunday night, it was a ton of rain like in Waller. I think over like towards Magnolia. Like it seemed like it was pouring down rain up 290 where I was. So that's crazy.
Yeah. All right, check in, peeps. Can you guys hear us? Yes. Give me some little thumbs up there. So, Lance, in a city like Houston where storms can, change lives overnight, how does your company go beyond just fixing the roofs to helping people rebuild? Like, that's a lot. Like, it's a toll.
So you got 2 months until hurricane season. I know everybody loves to hear that, right?
Yeah.
But, if you still have loose shingles, if you still have exposed tar paper and underlayment, rusted nails that are popped, anything that's loose on your roof, or maybe even your gutters too, you got to get that checked. You got to get that tarped, because once you get a steady amount of rain, that's when it starts deteriorating. And those water, I guess, falls and runoffs, they find every tiny hole, and even the tiniest hole can cause a huge leak in your house. I think we had one lady up in the Spring area. The Old Town Spring area, she had a dime-sized leak that was causing a puddle on her floor this big in her living room.
Wow.
And it just happened to be in the right spot in a valley. And like I said, she got crushed by that. So if you have exposed areas, get those tarped up. And then for tarping, a lot of guys will go around, and I think we're going to talk about this in a minute, but a lot of people will go around and kind of try to lure you in and say, look, you pay me $500 for the tarp today, and I'll give you a $500 credit if you go with me with a roof 2 months down the road or 8 months down the road. And so just find a crew that's reliable. They're going to tarp you the right way, and they're not going to cause more damage to your shingles just by tarping it. And there's just certain ways to do it. If they're not using a good synthetic underlayment, and if they're not tarping like over a ridge to make sure no water can get above the tarp, then they're not doing a great job. So. Look, it only costs a couple $100 to tarp. If you have, a whole huge area of a roof out, it doesn't matter. They're up there for 20 or 30 minutes, so just count it. If they're up there for 30 minutes, $200 or $300 is enough. You don't need to be charging $500 to $1,000, especially in a bad storm. Yeah. You think immediate, and you're like, oh my God, $500, $1,000, here's the money, go tarp me up. No, you don't have to settle for that. Yeah. Call a roofer. Call anybody that's on the front page of Google. They're working hard. Call me, because you know me, because I know Grizzy, and we all work together. Yes. But that's what our crews go out and do, is they give you the peace of mind, not only to tarp, we're going to give you that credit, but we're not going to make you 100% commit to us right then and there by signing something. We do, and again, we do have tools. Yeah. So, we have tools. We'll let you make the decision, your own educated choice, if you want to use us in the long term. But to get that short-term situation fixed, Don't rely on your insurance, and don't think that you're just going to automatically get that $500 or $1,000 back from your insurance.
Okay.
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, we've seen where people do, and sometimes
We've been seeing it for 10 months.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah, and you're still dealing with Burl, right? Like you're still
Right.
seeing stuff.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that, friends. There are people right now that have roofing issues from the derecho or derecho, whatever you say that, and then the Hurricane Burl.
Yeah, derecho hit in May and then Beryl hit in July. So like you're literally on the cusp. You got that 12-month grace period after a storm where you can file a claim. And even if you have filed a claim and gotten denial, we have the tools, we have the team in place to fight that legally and still get you a roof. I think 2 months ago, I think you and I did a live just like this. And I'm going to say shout out Margarita Flores.
Hey, Margarita.
Right over off of Hollister, kind of Spring Branch area. Her insurance gave her $900, and it really didn't cover anything for her.
Yeah.
Then she tried to reclaim. They tried to double deductible her. So the roof was a $9,500 roof, kind of a condo, 2-story townhome, right? And we got her $11,200.
Oh, that's good.
So they gave her $900. We fought them. Even the adjuster came out and says, if y'all win this case, I want your lawyer's name.
Wow.
So if you want my lawyer's name, that's why you call me. That's why you reach out to me.
There you go.
That's why I'm here with Grizzy.
There's ways
that's the
around
secret.
it, friend. Don't take no for an answer, and he can help it happen.
But that's the truth. And I also met a Southside lawyer today, and then my guy, he will go anywhere in any state, same as this other crew too. So it's not like your case is just going to get buried and shoveled under the paper at the bottom of the desk.
No.
There's enough work to go around. You've seen other lawyers with their risque advertisements all over town. They're good too. All those choices are good, but understand the more they advertise, the bigger caseloads they have. So you might get shuffled down the list. But we're fresh and ready to go. I mean, we have over 24 calls in lawsuits out there in the pipeline just for us at Triple C right now.
Yeah. I want to also shout out, since we shouted out Margarita, I want to shout out one of my neighbors because they're going with Lance, for the roofing. Like I saw the tarp. I didn't know that they were with you. That makes me really happy.
Yeah, that house was in a bad situation. I wish I had the photos to show y'all. Maybe I can post some of the photos in the comments later. But I mean, this house looked like third world country.
Yeah.
And it was just the front of the house. The back of the house was okay. The house was livable, but it did have 2 major leaks.
Yeah.
One right in the front entry and one
God.
in the master bedroom where this young lady had to sleep.
And I'll tell you.
So your neighbor your neighbor was nosing around.
Yeah.
But she was so sweet. And she was like, I'll take a bunch of your cards. You did a really good job and y'all cleaned up well.
Yeah, all my neighbors love my roof. Everybody, like, I live in the hood, y'all. Like, I stay out. He knows where I live. I live in the hood, right? You, like, certified, right?
Stamp it.
But yeah, it's stamped. I live off of Parker and Homestead, and all my neighbors, they're like, oh man, your roof looks nice. And I always tell everybody, go with Lance, Triple C Power Roofing. And so, yeah, like everybody knows to go with you. So that's amazing. I love that.
So we're going to fight and hopefully have a good follow-up story on her house.
Yes.
And it'll be a great testimony, especially if we get her money. They gave her like $2,000. I mean, she literally has a collapsing front entryway.
Yeah, friends, it's bad. It's bad.
We got that retarped ahead of these storms this week. And so I have to call her actually after this. Let me make sure there's, her and her grandson, and make sure there's no water that trickled in. We should have had everything covered up.
Yeah.
But shout out to your neighbor, Mrs. Banks.
Hey.
I don't know if she's on Facebook right now, but she's on the payroll. I told her if she finds me some roofs, I'll pay her $500 per house.
That's
so she was like, give me a stack of your cards.
Yes, Miss Banks is my front neighbor, y'all. I love me some Miss Banks. Baby, we all look out for each other really tough in my neighborhood.
So yeah, she's in the Army with us. So she's in the Triple C Army.
Yes, that's what's up. She's going to get roofs too. She's going to get you a bunch of things. Yeah,
right.
She's really good. She's a little salesperson. Yes. So what separates Triple C Power Roofing from all the other roofers that come knocking on the door?
Shoot, so
there's a lot
so here we are, right? I mean, obviously we pay for sponsorships.
Yeah.
We try to build up through our networks. We try to build up through our websites, Facebook marketing. You'll see ads. You'll see my face sometimes on Meta, Instagram, YouTube, all that. And then of course we pay to be here as well. So like we're trying to get verified. We're trying to get vetted, right? You want to have vetted people with good track records. Go read our Google reviews. And you'll see enough right then and there. And then the door knocker is it's a pressure situation, right? If you get caught off guard, if you say the wrong thing, or if you actually act inviting and you really don't want to talk to them, they're never going to leave you alone, right?
Okay,
so I actually have a tactic, and I might be coming to a neighborhood near you. We're not going to not door knock, but our tactic is to now just show up to your house with an actual estimate in your hand, just to show you this is your roof size, this is the report that we pulled, and this is the price you might pay. So if we do come to your neighborhood, we might say your roof needs a little love. We notice the damage. We can fight for the damage. By the way, if you're going to replace this roof, here's the cost, transparent and upfront. And there's no back and forth. There's no pressure sale situation. And just like I mentioned in the first part of the segment, Grizzy, people that knock on your door are going to try to find something that needs to fix right now. We need to fix that right now.
Yeah.
Or you're going to have major problems.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you don't pay me a bunch of money right now and lock into you getting that roof with me in the future right now, then you're going to be in trouble.
Oh, my God.
So if somebody tells you that kind of pressure situation, be like, hey, thanks for the tip. I'm going to call 2 other people. And if their price is worse than yours, I'm going to call you back and give you help. And you might find a really good roofing company that does good door knocking, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of it's just pressure sales tactics, especially when they're grazing through a neighborhood that has 20-year-old roofs.
Heck yeah.
So
Ooh.
I'd rather come up with a solution to your problem first and foremost and not bother you for 15 to 20 minutes on your porch rather than trying to argue with you about why you need a new roof. So
yeah, no, like
I will come around. We'll come around with Triple C shirts and hats, and we'll hand out some folders with all the information you need. But I'm just trying to take a different approach to that to show you how to show your roof extra love instead of just trying to argue and cause a bunch of hate at your doorway. That way you can go home and complain to your HOA Facebook page about door knockers.
Hey, I follow some of those pages, friend. That's funny. Man, you sure
Nancy and Sally and Billy and Karen, they're all on the same page.
Man, hey, no lies told. Hey, shout out to the HOA pages. They are something else. You want some tea time, man, that's definitely where you want to go. So what's the biggest misconception that people have about like roofing companies, and how do you break that mold?
I mean, every roofing company is in for a profit, right? So, I mean, that's just first and foremost.
Yeah.
But there's a certain amount of profit that we try to cut out. There's also a certain amount of profit that we actually do give back to the community.
I love
but there's also, if you know your market, being certified and having a license is just huge in the industry. You don't have to have a license. And there are roofers that don't have licenses that do good jobs. But there's so many roofers that might do a great job, but you can't find them 5 years down the road. And we see that all the time. We see people with warped roofs. We see people that get roofs installed over rotted decking. And 3 or 4 years down the road on a rotted decking, it's still going to rot even more if it's not sealed up properly or replaced properly. Like, you can't just get away with showing up, laying an underlayment and throwing shingles on top of a roof. You got to treat the roof like it is your sanctuary, and your house is your sanctuary. So you got to take care of it from inside the skin, not just the skin cover, right?
You guys are you guys are so detail oriented. Like, you guys fix like the problems that maybe the last roofing company that they didn't have integrity or something. Like, you guys find things wrong. Like, you guys found things wrong with my roof. I thought my roof was new or okay, and no, there were a lot of problems with my roof. Y'all.
Right, you weren't sealed off around any of your pipe jacks or your vents. So having no seals what caused your wood to rot away, which caused some of your leaking, So we go through, we make sure we put a storm guard, ice and water shield is what they call it, around those areas before we replace those pipes or put them back in. Those pipes, the boots, the vents, things like that. But no, it's just, like I said, it's crucial. Your roof is a system, not just a bunch of shingles. And anybody can go to Home Depot or Lowe's or ABC Supply or SRS and buy the materials and install it. But are they certified? Are they part of a certain TEED team? Are they part of an Owens Corning team? We are certified with GAF. Like, we get training from them and get told by them what products that we have to install to guarantee that warranty down the road, so it really does help you in your pocketbook if the problem does arise. And I'm not saying that any one brand is better than the other, but GAF is better. No, I'm just kidding. But all 3 of those different brands, find out if your roofer coming to your house is certified in that, right? And then the third thing is, a lot of people do this whole good, better, best thing, and I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to put 3 prices out there hoping that you'd pick the middle price, which is way more than you need to pay. So I just try to be as transparent as I can. And, there's a lot of profit and markup in roofing. There's a lot of profit and markup when the insurances get involved as well. Back to Margarita's case, the insurance paid her out $1,700 more than I needed. And some roofers might be looking at this going, man, this guy's dumb. Or contractors and businessmen like, dude, this guy should have marked it up and taken that $1,700. But I knew that she had other repairs. Christmas Eve, water hit her house, and she had to call somebody out to fix her sheetrock in the interior. So I was like, some of that money's going towards the money that you already had to spend out of pocket. So, like, we're going to claw back and give her $1,700 over. They gave us $11,200. We charged her $95. Right? So that was included after attorney's fees. So she got the free roof, no price out of pocket, no cash out of pocket. And she's going to get money back to reimburse her for what happened beforehand. That's her money.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Somebody else would not have done that.
Well, a lot of people, some people may have, but a lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people taking the money and ran.
Ooh.
Never would have told her that. So,
I got a question. Hey, friends. So let me shout out some of the peeps that are joining us. So we got Michelle, Trisha, Tammy, Quita. Hey, Quita.
Quita.
Hey. Let me see. Priscilla. We got somebody from Iowa. Hey, friend.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Sweet. You want some solar?
Bozeman,
I go to Iowa to
Montana.
sell you some solar.
Yeah, for real. Nothing to hide, nothing to worry about, says Kathy. My house is, okay, Teresa says, my house is off Galveston Bay, so we need hurricane roof shingles. Do you do that?
Yeah. I mean, it's got to have a TWIA pass, so it has to have an inspection at the install. We also do the, it's blowing my mind right now. She threw me on the spot.
Yeah.
But we do the tie downs, right? So
Okay.
we're licensed through both RCAT, ITSM,
right.
and,
So, yes.
and Charles Vincent is very versed, and John James, they're both very versed in how to give you additional, I guess, hurricane tie downs for your house as well.
All right, so the answer is yes. All right, then we've got Justin from San Antonio. We've got Julie, William, Sabrina, Laura, O'Kane. What's up, friends? Somebody says, I need a roof. Well, what's the number to call?
Sure. So if you want a $2,000 discount this next week off a roof for being here, you're going to text Grizzy to 1-855-766-1990. So that's 1-855-766-1990. Text the word Grizzy and we're going to get you $2,000 off only until April 30th. So
right.
Look, you don't have to sign the contract by April 30th, but we got to have that appointment on the books, and I'll mark it that you're a Grizzy lead, a Grizzy opportunity, and we're going to reward you for being one of the Hood News peeps.
All right. And Teresa says, okay, I'm going to want a quote. So they will travel to Galveston.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll go down to Matagorda, too. I mean, we recently just did a job in Matagorda.
Okay.
Replace the roof and make sure the structure was going to make sure that, you know, you
they have
got to make
a
sure the
whole
siding
different-
and the soffits and the fascias and everything isn't going to just blow off. It's a lot of starter strip. There's a lot of different rules and regulations. Has to be hand nailed, right? And those regulations matter. And the inspector will come through and they'll grill us on the job. If we're doing it wrong, they'll be like, nope, do it again, start over.
Yeah.
Rip that out, do it again.
All right.
Not us, but they will.
Yeah, good, because these are the experts.
But it's the same thing in Pearland. If you live in Rocheron, Pearland, Alvin, parts of maybe Friendswood and South, right? Outside of Harris County, right? I was Galveston County, Brazoria County. Those are windstorm areas.
Okay.
So you got to be
She says,
compliant.
I live in LaPorte, so I guess it wasn't Galveston, but LaPorte. So
Yeah, but you might still want that extra
protection,
and you might be able to
Is it right
report.
off
You
the
might be able to
water?
report that to your insurance.
Exactly.
So if you have your insurance that you got a certified tie-down hurricane storm-proof system, right? Then they're going to want to know that, see the documentation on it. They're going to see our certification. They're going to be like, okay, yeah, we can give you less risk and maybe a lower premium. So it's something that you can fight and argue. It doesn't mean it'll always happen, but find a good insurance agency, someone who's been in the business, maybe with one company for more than 20 or 30 years. Brokers are good. Some brokers are better than others. I'll just say that. But find an agency. Bundle your insurance. It is life-changing if you put your auto and your home on the same policy.
Oh, damn.
It is
Like, that's a tip.
life-changing.
I need that tip. Yeah. Wow. This man knows his stuff, friends. Like, aside from the roofing stuff, like he knows everything. Like, you deal with the insurance, you have to deal with all the stuff. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just it's being like I like to say, attached to the folks who are the experts that teach me every single day. Lifelong learning, right? It's just a great principle to live by, and so people are teaching me what they're doing with their customers, and I see it because I refer when somebody puts a new roof up. Immediately, I refer them to insurance agency A or B. I say get comparisons, and they both win. They both get clients all the time. But they're both giving people reductions on what they're paying in their premiums because they're looking at unnecessary charges and coverage. If you just bought a house 2 or 3 years ago and your insurance rolls into your escrow, do you even know what your insurance coverage looks like? You might be getting charged for $500,000 worth of contents in your house. And you don't have $500,000 worth of contents in your house unless you got, you know, the biggest whiskey and tequila collection in the world.
For real, yes. Okay, so I know from seeing you always moving around that, you know, running a roofing company in Houston is not easy. What's the biggest lesson you've learned? And this is like, we're wanting to know Lance now.
Yeah, so like I'm not a roofer by heart. You know, I've been a roofer by association. I've just worked with a lot of roofers, and I joined in a couple years ago. And I haven't been a salesman by heart either. I mean, I guess it ran in my family. But giving back and being the hardest thing you said about running a roofing company in Houston, it's just the price shopping, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to get 3 quotes, and I totally agree with that. But when you get your 3 quotes, you really need to do a dig deep into apples to apples comparison of what you're getting. The guy that comes out with a check mark and he goes, you need 25 of these and 6 of these and 7 of these, and your price is $13,000. And I come out and I give you a detailed list of every single thing I'm ordering, the name of the brand. You can find it on every website if you Google search it.
And you did that with my roof.
Right.
I know he does.
I'm telling you what you're getting, like item by item. All this will be installed on your roof, and my price is $14,000, and I'm certified, and we actually have an RCAT license that we keep up with, right? Like those extra steps that we take compared to that guy just writing down 4 numbers on a piece of paper and giving you a price should mean something to you. And then I always say this. And this goes out to any business owner out there. Know your value, know your worth. You hear that all the time, like in just human development and personal development. In your business development, if you want to know my worth, I charge the same price to every roofer. And if you think my price is too high, then go ask all the 19 people or all the people that leave reviews on my page, on my Google, that paid the same price that I'm offering you and said it was 5-star excellent service, right? So, and some companies have 300. Some people have 500. Some people have 1,000 reviews. And if you want to know why the price is so high, we'll go read the reviews. And typically they have 80, 85, 90, 95% good 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
So you'll know why people are paying that price. I hate the term, oh, it's so expensive. If you say, oh, it's so expensive or the price is too high, I'm going to come back with 2 things. How much too much is it? And then if you don't tell me how much too much is it, then I won't know what your price point is, right? And then number 2, I'm going to tell you, you get what you pay for. Don't call me back and let me tell you I told you so. Right?
Hey, that's real.
I mean, Charles has been in business for 20 years, right? Charles started this company 20 years ago. And he wants to have this legacy left behind for his family 20 years from now. And now that I have partnered with Charles, I feel the same way with him. There's always people who need roofs, that need solar, that need fencing, that need general contract work done, and people that they can trust to make those connections, right? So when you leave behind a company that's a legacy, and any roofer in Houston that's been around for decades, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, there's companies that have been around like 60, 70 years, right? Some of them can charge you that price point because they're still going to be around to help you generationally down the road as well. So just like I said, I don't want to call out the man trying to make money out there that's driving 2 trucks in a truck. But there's a lot of crews going out there, and they undercut the whole middleman purpose. But the middleman is not just a profit point, right? The middleman is the fact that they're going to be around to honor the warranties and give you good workmanship and answer all your problems and fix all your problems down the road and not dodge you. I'm here with Grizzy. Like, the last thing I want to do is to come on down. That's why
I come on down.
Exactly. If we got a problem, we're going to get out there and fix it, right? And we have a couple of people that saw us on one of your interviews. They hired us in Pasadena, and we had to come on down 3 times to them. But they called me out individually. Then at the end, they left us a 5-star review. Said, I can't believe they actually came and fixed everything.
Oh, that's amazing.
So people get burned, and we don't want to burn bridges.
For sure.
And there's some loose screws that I need to tighten it, that we always have to tighten up. You know, we're working on a couple things right now. And if you're listening or watching, I mean, we've had some problems with inspectors. It's not really our fault, but we got to take responsibility for it. But when we're paying inspectors, they're not seeing the payments, or they're dodging the payments, and they're not filing the reports and reporting it to TWIA, and that's a problem. So I think it was Teresa and Galveston, or Laporte, like I said, if we got to file an inspection, we're going to have to stay way on top of it, make sure everything gets done progressively. So, I mean, it's a challenge, like you said. That's the question. There's a really crazy answer to running a roofing company in Houston and why it isn't easy. But again, there's not only is there competition and my friend can do it cheaper and my friend can do it maybe better, well, can they really do it better? And I'll argue that they can. So again, there's lots of really good roofers out here in Houston, and you can't go wrong. And just get the best deal that you can. You know, somebody might be hot one day. I might have the exact same product as another guy down the street, and he's $1,000 less than me, but maybe he made 3 sales that day and he was feeling generous and wanted to give you an extra $1,000 off. You don't have to use me just because I'm here with Grizzy. But maybe I needed that extra sale to make a quota to pay my money to her. No, I'm just kidding. But you never know. You might need. You don't know what people were in the situation. If
I believe in the universe, we just never know.
Right.
Like it's just, and you guys give back to the community. Let's talk about that because a lot of roofing companies are not going to do what you guys do. Like y'all, like they give back. Can you tell us about the organization that you guys give some of your earnings to?
Yeah, sadly we had to miss the Sanctuary Foster Care Golf Tournament a couple of weeks ago, but we'll get them back when they have their gala coming up in September. Definitely going to sponsor that. It's a fun event. So reach out to them. They're in Webster and in Sugar Land also if you want to just help or contribute. I mean, they do more than just monetary donations. They have like a food program, bring in food so when people are taking care of kids out of foster care from the state, you can just bring lasagnas and food so people can come take that freezer, take a couple of things out they can cook that week so they can focus on the kids, not to focus on dinner.
Yeah.
So it's just a fun project. You know, if you're a single mom or single dad and you had the kids for a weekend, you can make some lasagnas and just take them down to Sanctuary, put them in their freezer.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun project of you giving back to the community and doing something with your own family.
Yeah.
I guess you don't have to be single. Like you can also, you know, just make it a family event.
Exactly.
And then the other group right now is the Haven. So the Haven is really privatized and really special. Only 4 or 5 companies in the entire state of Texas are licensed to take female victims of sex trafficking that are underaged and give them a new life and new hope and a sanctuary and a place to live. And they're working on converting an ex-convent up in the New Caney area and trying to transfer that into a living facility for more victims, right? So we're working with them. I think Amber and I are going to try to throw a golf tournament this upcoming fall. So if I'm still hanging around and we don't get a hurricane, my mind's not going crazy, we want to throw a golf tournament and put all the money towards an organization just like that.
That's awesome.
So I mean, like that's just one thing that we do. Obviously, I meet with Amber every week in one of my networking groups, and you know she's always looking for help, and she's gotten tons of help because she always uses more. 7 acres, that's a lot of 3-year-old trees that have fallen and weeds that have grown and holes in roofs and plumbing that needs to be done and flooring that needs to be replaced and windows that need to be changed. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So those are just a couple of organizations that we work behind. And then we're going to launch a pilot program, and this might be something we talk about next month with our solar program. We're doing solar that doesn't go on the roof. It actually goes on fences, ground mounts, pergolas. And we're going to roll that program. Maybe, we'll see. We're trying to find a high school to pair with, either a booster club or a band booster club or performance arts club. And if they want to use us as a fundraiser, anybody in your network or at your school that uses a certain code with us to get our product, we give $500 back to your school.
Okay.
So we're going to start reaching out to all the private schools and public schools, and especially those clubs, because, you know, people are hurting for money. And if we can give back after the money that we make in our revenue share, we can do a lot of good in the community. Raise those band uniforms and those cheer uniforms and whatever kids need, right? New soccer balls, new basketballs.
So Teresa just responded. She said, I already got, the lady that lives in Galveston Bay, right? She says, I already got a quote for $30,000. We're just trying to plan to pay cash. That's what they would like to do. So what should she do?
Yeah, I mean, we'll look at it and we'll assess it, right? I mean, it just depends on what kind of shingle, or if you're looking at a metal roof. Obviously, a metal roof is very expensive. And if you feel like you cannot pay cash today, you can always put a portion of the payment down and then balance the rest with some kind of financing. And we have financing options for you.
And I just want y'all to know, I did my roof cash too. Like that's what I didn't want to get into payments. Like they have different ways. So if you have the $30K, go for it. If you don't, I think mine was under $10,000. I don't remember the monetary amount, but it was so easy. Like just talk to them, and you have other ways too to finance, right? You guys have ways to where the peeps, if they don't have it all on hand, you guys are willing to work something out.
Generally, the biggest dealer fee or loan fee, it might say 0% financing, but it's really a 10% spike in price. So if it was $9,000, it would be $9,900 for us to hold a loan with zero interest, but you're paying the $900 extra over like 24 months. If you know you can pay that roof off over 24 months, you're good. But after 24 months, if you don't pay it off, boom, you get hit pretty hard, right?
Okay.
And then also you can just take a conventional loan out. And like on a $15,000 roof, you're only going to pay between like $1,500 to $2,000 extra if you finance it for 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
So whether you have a credit union, whether you have a home equity loan that you could take out, or if you use one of our lenders, you know, it's like a 2 or 3% dealer fee for us to hold that loan. And you don't have to worry about paying us. The lender pays us, and you can pay it off early if you want to. But it's going to give you a set price and just a monthly payment like a car note.
Okay.
So it's one of those things. It's the biggest frustration because people don't want to finance anything. But let's just face it, like financing 10 PlayStations versus financing a roof. I think the roof is a little more important.
Yes, like the roof is the heart of the house. I did not know that until I started having leaks in my own roof. I was like, I looked up, friends, look, I looked up and I had like what I told you was like mold.
Yeah.
And it washed off, right? But I was like, no, that means there's something up there. And I called Lance, and man, like for instance, celebratory gunfire, all y'all mofos in the hood shooting your guns, right? Y'all found bullet holes.
Yeah.
Friends, like I'm telling y'all, I live in the hood. I don't live in a gated suburban community. I don't live in no nice neighborhood like that. My house had bullet holes in the roof.
Yeah, we've seen that before. People thought they had hail holes, and it was really just bullet holes.
Yeah, bullet holes.
It happens all the time.
Oh my gosh, I got war stories to tell. And
I bet there's not a roofer in Houston that hasn't seen bullet holes through a roof, through a residential roof before.
Yes, especially in the inner city. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that was, I don't know what caused all the roof issues, or probably wasn't even done right to begin with. But we got Triple C Power Roofing out there, and it's the best. I sleep good when it rains. When it was raining before I called him, I was like, oh my God, what's happening? I was
getting your towels ready?
Yes,
and your buckets?
Yes. And I'm like, man, if this ceiling collapses, I was really stressed. But now that I have my roof done, now it rains, and I'm like this. I sleep like a baby now. Like I'm like, yeah, let it rain.
That's good.
Yeah, let it rain.
I'm glad you sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
I love it when it rains. That's like the best sleep ever.
Yes.
I'm going to find you, and I'm going to share this on my page.
Okay.
Teresa
says, unfortunately, we had to repipe our home a few years ago when I was diagnosed with cancer. So we're saving little by little. We are first now saving for our foundation, then the roof. Yes, get the roof, friend. You got to get that roof. Yes,
all right, I'm putting the promo. I'm putting it the $2,000 promo.
Okay.
Because sometimes I come back and try to post it, and I can't get it in there. All right.
Somebody says, I am stressed. I know it, friend. I know it.
All right.
At least your priorities are put where they need to be. Yeah. And let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What does Triple C in your name really mean to you? Like, tell us about the Triple C, and how does it show up in every job?
Yeah, so Triple C is character, commitment, and customer service and quality, right? So character, commitment, customer service, I mean, they speak for themselves, right? You got to have a good character to just be transparent with folks, right? We're transparent about the pricing and the materials that we're going to load up there. You know, especially for those huge jobs. You don't know how much material gets lost in the shuffle and how much extra profit gets pushed out there. If we have like 20 bundles left over, like we return that in for cash.
Okay.
And like we should never over order like that. So if we're doing like 100 square mansion, and we want to order enough to have it. But if I have 20 bundles left over, like I'll work back that price and give that money back to you at the end. Like I'll be transparent about that. So that's character. The commitment is, we're going to see our commitment all the way through, and that's part of when we have someone call us afterwards and say, hey, that water's still dripping from that flashing or that transition between my carport and my garage. Well, we'll get out there and we'll make sure that gets fixed. We don't want you to get your groceries wet or your hair wet when you got your hair did, when you come back from the salon.
Yeah.
And then, of course, customer service. That's part of customer service, too, is just making sure that you have all the information you need to make the decision that you want to make, and that you're treated with respect as well. So it gets frustrating, and sometimes we get a little heated when people come back with us about the pricing situations. But ultimately, we're going to give you the best product on the market for one of the best and most competitive prices. And if you want to shop that around, apples to apples, and somebody will do it better, kudos to them. I'm glad that I could help you bring down your price.
There you go. Yeah.
So, but what I don't want to do is just give you a cheap price. You can go to somebody else and say, this guy gave me this price. Will you give me something lower? And you see a lot of that.
Yeah, you
a
don't
lot of that.
Cheap.
It's tough. It's hard times.
Yeah, that money, like being cheap, sometimes it becomes more expensive. I've learned that in my own personal life. No, it's better just to get with quality versus that you'll pay for it cheap later. Like it'll be more expensive down the line. Trust me. So peeps, I just want y'all to know, like he's got it. Lance has a team out there, and they will roof $1 million houses. Or a $50,000 house like mine, because I have a $50,000 house. It's worth more now after the storms and everything. It went up in price, but that's just the scope to show of he's in the hood and he's in the River Oaks area. They service all over the place. So if you're a peep, no matter who you are, they will help you with your roof.
Yeah, I want to end this on a high note and a high talking point right here. So I know we still got like 50 peeps watching this right now, so close your ears in and just listen to this. So you said one thing that like separates me from other roofing companies, and this is a story that I hear often, is people will come to your house and door knock, and they'll see that you have damage on your home. They'll see that you're helpless and hopeless, And like I went out to a home in Richmond, and the family of 5 had a $25,000 roof, and the roofer told her it was going to cost $32,000 because they knew that's probably what the insurance would pay out.
Wow.
Right? And when the insurance didn't come through and basically denied the roof, they never spoke to that family again. So they've been sitting for like 6 months without a roof. They just don't trust roofers.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the difference right there. Is like I'm one of few roofers that are going to give you the price within 24 hours of meeting with you.
Wow.
I have nothing to hide, right?
Yeah.
And I will even tell you, like, this is my price. Yeah. Now, if you get an insurance claim, we got to use that money. We can't just pocket money. Like, that's illegal. And some people will come back and tell you, I'm going to split the deductible with you. Like, we're going to spend it on some kind of upgrade that's going to make your roof better, make your leaking better, fix your gutters, do better ventilation in your attic with some solar attic vents, master flows,
That's
something
what
like
they
that.
did for me.
Yeah, like we're going to do something to utilize that money to make your roof better because that's what it was intended to be used for. And that's why the insurance paid you out. But also, if you get a lawsuit and you win that lawsuit after double denial from your insurance, that's your money. And I'm not here to just keep your money. I'm going to try to upsell you on something. I'm going to tell you straight up, hey, look, can I make some more money and do this for you too? And this is how it could benefit you. And if you say yes, awesome. But I'm not going to pressure you in, and I'm not just going to hide that money from you and just take an extra $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Look, what did I tell you that lady's roof was? $25K. And they were automatically telling her it's about $32,000. And once she didn't get the money, and she said she didn't want to pay $32,000, right? She kind of said, well, okay, I don't have the money right now, and they didn't give her any options to help her. What if you could finance that and you could afford $700 a month? Maybe they could afford that.
Yeah.
You don't know what that family could, but right now she's helpless because she's like, okay, my time is ticking. 2 months until the hurricane 1-year anniversary comes up and I can't file anymore. So what do I do? How do I get this fixed? How do I get my roof replaced? And people will be on the crunch. So any loved one that you know, like I said, look up for brown spots. If they still have missing shingles, got to get that addressed. Missing shingles turn into new roofs all the time. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing at Triple C. So it's fun and it's life-changing for a lot of folks because these like people say they stress. They stress when they get 900 and know they need another 9,000 to replace their roof. And they're like, wow, that's crap. I pay all this insurance money. I only got 1/10 of the payout, you know?
But he's got a team and he's got it figured out, friends. He's got the recipe. He will help you, you know, like with the even insurance process. And
the teams that aren't prepared that come and knock on your door and they just drop you like a load of bricks off a cliff, those are the people that are not prepared that you just simply cannot trust. And so you got to get in your neighborhoods and you got to get on those HOA pages and you got to say, hey, look, this guy from this company, you got their card, call them out. Like you got to warn people. Don't do business with them unless you just absolutely want to pay cash out of pocket. I have no problem with somebody wanting to make money, cash out of pocket to do a job. But when you say you're going to help the insurance or get them an insurance claim and your first words out of your mouth is, I'll get this roof paid for. But then you don't put the work. You don't even meet the adjuster the day the insurance is supposed to come out to their house. That's the problem. And so you got to find a company that'll do that. So when you call your roofer first, the roofer's going to tell you, Triple C is going to tell you, call your insurance, set the appointment. Once they give you the date of the appointment and the time, tell me and we'll be here 30 minutes early. Dang. We'll meet that adjuster. We'll fight for you since you probably don't know what you're talking about. You've never been on your roof. No offense, but it's just the facts, right? And then we go through there and then we go from that point and we send in the documents that they want to accompany the pricing. And they either win it or they don't. And if they don't, we fight it again. We say, we're never going to quit. No, take no for an answer. Not taking no for an answer. And then we do that course. And if that doesn't work, then, you know, we do have the financing and we'll tell you that up front. But, I mean, so far, we're batting like almost 99 out of 100. Like it's incredible right now. It's just amazing to see. I thought people really were hopeless. And as a roofer that was kind of new in the business, I was like, man, is this really worth it? Chasing all these storm homes and then like everybody's just getting denied. But my heavens were open and the light came to me and I now have a team, like you said, that can go out and legally fight it. And it's literally helping people out.
That's so cool. I love that.
It's been enlightening for me. It just gives you a good heart and makes you feel better about it, what's going on too. And it makes you want to give back to the community. So again, that's just something else that I just wanted to end this on kind of a low note, but a high note at the same time. The high note is we're giving you the tools to get your roof paid for, and we're giving you the transparency to make you make the best decision for you and your family. All right. So stay away from the people that you just don't trust or just have a bad gut feeling about up front, you know?
And listen to your instincts. So before we wrap it up, tell us about the promotions one more time. Let's talk about it. What you got for the peeps.
So again, until the end of April, so it's one more week. If you get that appointment booked with us, you're just going to text Grizzy to 1-855-766-1990. That phone number is in the text comments on this Facebook Live. That's 1-855-766-1990, and that's a $2,000 discount off your roof. I mean, we price these things about $450 to $475, depending on the steepness. Once you get that $2,000 off, you're looking at paying under $400 per square for a roof. And I know there's people that are going to come on here and leave comments, and I don't care. They're going to say, I'll do it for $350. I'll do it for $325. That's fine and dandy. I mean, if you want to go with them, are they as certified? Are they licensed? And will they be around in 5 years when you still have leaks?
Yeah.
So that's the question. 10 years, 15 years, will they still be around to work with you? So that is what it is. That's as transparent as I can get, is telling you what my price point is up front for what you're going to pay for your roof. And like I said, most of my roofs fall between the $375 and $400 category. So
sounds good for
yeah,
you.
and to my roofers out there, heck yeah, we're going to chase that $525, that $475 on the proper insurance claim. Of course we're going to. And most people just pay it out and don't care. But again, if they were in a rough place and they had to make other adjustments, or they gave away money to other roofers that walked on them, right? We're going to help them out and subsidize that as much as we can if we win that money. So
all right.
yeah. And also, talk with me about solar. I have roofless, leanless, loanless, gridless. Yes, gridless.
Yes.
Backup energy that's affordable and portable. So if you put it in your house today on your fence, ground mount, you can take it with you the next time you move. You don't have to own a house.
You can take it with you?
Oh, now you can.
Wow.
So hit me up on that. And something that we'll probably talk about next month. Craftstrom Solar is the distributor. We're actually trying to work on getting out of China and into Vietnam to cut back on those tariffs, and we already got some connections. We also have American-made panels that are a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
They're glass, so we can't really put those on the fence. But we're trying to get as American-made, I guess Vietnamese-made now as possible.
Yeah.
Trying to get our stuff out of China as well. And like I said, it's half the cost of rooftop solar. It doesn't leave holes in your roof, and it's portable.
Oh my gosh, I never thought that solar, all that paneling and all that could be portable. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, I wish I would have had that panel. Next time we'll have it in hand.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring one in to show you. Grizzy be over here doing 8-pound curls with it.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But no, it's affordable, it's fun, and it does the job, and it's gridless, so you're not selling your energy back to the grid. Everything's staying in-house with affordable backup battery as well. So I'm super pumped about this product. We're really, really going to be pushing it, making some great partners. I'm going to shout out Mend Roofing, Stallion Roofing Solutions, Engelman Roofing, a couple other down in South Ogden Roofing. Those groups have been tremendous to us, and a couple of electricians around town as well. So Steve Wynn, give him a shout out.
Yeah.
Flow Pro, okay, Jose Flores in the Northwest side, give him a shout out as well. And I met a guy named Greg last night, Greg Wassinger, down in the Kemah area. So shout out to him as well and his business. All of these businesses are going to be partnering with us to start getting solar off the roof and in your backyard and functioning for you, and not functioning just to feed a bunch of dollar bills back to the utility company. So we're pretty pumped about that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Melinda says, thank you for all of this information. David says, exactly how reputable, I guess he's agreeing, exactly how reputable is the company you're looking to hire for any work? That's true.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, look, in the end, you're spending a lot of money to get projects done. And the last thing you want is like cracked quartz or granite, right? Or glass that's broken in the corner of your new shower, you know? Like you gotta find out how vetted and how much insurance these folks have, and if they're bonded, right? Because if they walk out on a project and leave it messy behind them, how are you gonna get them? How are you gonna track them? How are you gonna find them? Mm-hmm. And so, it's pretty cool. I actually appreciate the people that call us out and say, we want to see your COI, your certificate of insurance up front. They want to see what kind of coverage you have and want to see if you're legitimate. And I respect those people.
Yeah, I respect that too.
And so, hey, we'll definitely give that to them if they want to see it.
Yeah, this isn't no Facebook, what market, like...
Two chucks in a truck is what we call it.
Yeah, 2 trucks in a truck type of roofing company, man. They're reputable, and they're with us. They're like, baby, ain't nothing like a come on down. You don't want to be on that. So, he's certified. And he's Scenic Wood certified. All my Scenic Wood neighbors. I stay in Scenic Woods. He's the guy everybody in my hood wants, so that's good.
Real quick, what's that best Easter candy? Did you get anything from the Easter Bunny?
No, nothing at all.
You don't have a call out for like your favorite one? You got to have something that's your favorite sweet Easter time.
The Reese's peanut butter eggs.
Legit.
Yeah, legit. Yeah.
Like they're the best ratio of chocolate to peanut butter of all the Reese's.
Yes.
They're better than the Christmas trees and the
Yes.
Valentine hearts. They're legit. I got to go with, and this is just amazing, the Starburst jelly beans.
Oh, are those good?
Legit.
Oh, I gotta try.
Totally legit.
I don't even like jelly beans because like
You might get the licorice one,
yes,
right? Yeah.
The granny ones. That's what I call it, granny.
The old school, the baby boomer jelly beans.
Yes. The whatever candy we got for Christmas, that's what we got for Easter. It was really weird. Like, yeah, we have some good Easter candies, but Grandma, she always hooked it up with the Mexican candy, which is good. But like old school candy, like the old
I ate a paleta payaso.
Oh, how's that?
Loved it. It was like chocolate marshmallow. It was life changing.
Okay.
It was life. Shout out to Cadence for sharing that with me last night.
What is it called?
A paleta palazo.
Okay.
Payaso.
Okay, paleta payaso.
It's called like a clown something. What's paleta mean? I don't know.
Is that the chocolate one with the marshmallow?
Yeah, look, I got a picture of it right here. One of those. I got one of those. From Mi Familia.
Man, Lance is more Hispanic than me sometimes. He's shocking me. I haven't even had one of those.
All my white friends said, "Ooh, that looks fun." My white family is like, "Oh yeah, that looks fun." It's kind of like a moon pie with gummies on it. I mean, you can't beat that.
Let me
Come
ask
on.
you this: ¿Se habla español?
Poquito.
Okay.
Poquito.
Yeah,
Escucho mucho.
There you go.
Aprendo todos lunes.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, friend. It's been amazing talking to you. Yes, we love us some Lance. Every time he's so cool to talk to. And yeah, man, just excited. And I'm so happy my neighbor, for instance, man, if I could show y'all a picture, I would, man. My neighbor's house looks bad. Like,
well, we got the before and afters.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to publicize it after we get this.
Yes.
I mean, it's going to be a huge PR, of course, for us when we win her this case.
Yes.
And it's with a very huge company, and you just can't believe the little amount of money that they gave her. But they usually come through when they get the pressure point put on them because they know that their reputation's on the line.
She's such a sweet elderly lady, man. All she wants is just to be in peace in her house. She doesn't bother anybody. And I love that Miss Banks is running around with a bunch of Triple C Power Roofing. I
got her on the payroll, baby. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
I love that. Hey, Miss Banks, I love you. I talk to your son sometimes. Miss Banks is so sweet. That's my neighbor, baby. That's ABC 13 across the street from me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
She was my inspiration for Hood News.
There you go.
Yes. All right, friends. Well, look, we're going to sign out one more time. What's the number everybody needs to call? It's the 1-855-766-1990.
And if you text Grizzy to that number, we're going to get you $2,000 off your roof. So get on that this month. Let's do it.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much. Hey, reporting live. More Hood News on the way. That bandit turned himself in. Stay tuned for more. I got you. Let's go. Bye, Lance.
Adios.